What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another podcast of Money Matters. And today, our special guest is Woods, the billionaire Woods. I'll get it over to him and let him introduce himself.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? So this is Billionaire Woods. I've been in the credit repair and funding space for the last 5 years now. So I have quite a bit of expertise in credit repair, funding, helping businesses scale, system automations, and a lot of different things that we're probably going to discuss today. So I'm excited to be here. Ali, thank you for having me on, brother.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is one of those guys that comes in and we have him on the podcast because when he's in a room, he's got an aura. He's got something about him that you're like, hold on, wait. I don't know what he's doing, but I want to know what he's doing. And we went to InvestFest together. We met in person at InvestFest. And I just, the mindset that this young gentleman has is utterly amazing. So I wanted to have him on the podcast. I wanted to have somebody that, is in our shoes, in our feet, just getting started, but has also been in the situations that we've been in and maybe can answer some questions for everybody that's on the podcast and get it rocking and rolling to help you guys answer the questions that you may have. So I'm going to get the questions rolling, but I'm not going to ask too many questions today. Today's going to be a conversational type of piece. So, Woods,
Yes, sir.
talk to me on how you got into the space. Talk to me about what brought you in this space and why you're here today. Let's start there.
Okay, that's a great question. So a little bit about me. I've been a serial entrepreneur since about the age of 25. After I purchased my first home, I turned it into a business. So I started renting it out. From there, I started a trucking company, right? And with that being said, unfortunately, the crucial mistake I made was not getting a mentor within that space in that industry to streamline my success rate. Um, Unfortunately, the company went under, and at a point in time, I had over 150,000 in funding, right? But this was all on the personal side. So I didn't have the proper guidance and mentor to leverage it properly. So the company went under, my personal credit was shot, and for the next year or two, I was trying to figure out, okay, I know I can fix this. I know I can fix this, but how? So I hired different companies, but unfortunately the job just was not getting done, right? I was getting hit with the rigmarole of, you know, 6 months, a year. Granted, I know it takes time, but to not see any improvements at all, and I'm just paying, I felt like I was being scammed, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And now being in this industry, I'm sure that could resonate with a lot of people. So I do my best to stay in constant communication with my clients and make sure they know that the work is getting done.
Uh-huh.
Um, so fast forward, I um I said the best way to learn is to immerse yourself in it. So I started working for a credit repair company. Um, After working with her for a while, I just didn't like her code of ethics. I didn't like the way she did business. So there was no structure. There was no real structure. So I learned what I could, and I parted ways, and I decided to go off and do my own thing. Because one thing about me, I'll learn the game, but eventually I'm learning to go crush it. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
started my own credit repair company, which gave birth to Triple F LLC, which is the core foundational pillars of how I live my life, right? Which is faith, finances, and fitness, right? So that's where Triple F comes from. Um from there, got rocking and rolling. Some leads started, coming in from my mom, because she's been an entrepreneur for like the last 20 some odd years. Leads came from friends that knew me for doing good work, for having good communication, for being consistent. And yeah, man, the the ball got rolling from there. Met my next mentor, Smitty the GOAT, and he's just revolutionized my business, and I just been rocking and rolling from there, and then met you guys, and now it's off to the races, so to speak. So I'm excited. I'm excited for what the future holds.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack in these questions that I have now that and that's why I love doing that intro of where you come from because it gives so much backing of the person that you're talking to and how you can actually, see where they're at. So, first and foremost, talk to me about mom
Mm,
because mom shaped you. You don't become an entrepreneur by accident.
mm.
It's ingrained into you. It's watching the struggle, watching the hustle, watch everything that somebody close to you does and says, "I don't want a job. I don't wanna just over broke. I understand that there's struggle that goes into it, but I also understand there's a golden ticket at the end of it."
For
So,
sure.
talk to me about mom. And look, might be a little personal, just
No,
keep it
not at all. Not at all.
keep
I'm fully transparent. I'm just asked away. So that's a great question. Mom is amazing. She's amazing. She truly. So I'm first. Let's take it back for a sec. I'm first generation Haitian American, right? So I seen my mother come here, bust her butt for the last 25, 27 years. And the amount of accomplishments this woman has been able to garner within these last 20 years is just astronomical, right? And I truly am blessed to have a mother like her, and without her, and I know I'm like edifying her a lot here, but truly, truly without her, I wouldn't be the man that I am today,
Mhm,
because the structure that she instilled in me, the discipline, the commitment to success, the communication aspect of it, exactly like you said, is it's not taught overnight. This is years of being instilled, being breaded into me. And
mhm,
yeah, I genuinely truly thank her. I really do. Um so mom is a she's a hairstylist by trade,
okay.
right? But she also dabbles into real estate,
Ooh,
right?
okay,
So I've gotten a firsthand look as to what it takes to be successful,
okay,
right?
uh-huh,
So I seen her wake up regardless if she was sick, if she was tired, go to work, bust her ass, um, come home, still feed the family, and do it all over again the next day,
mhm,
twice on Saturdays, right? So I think that's where my grit and where my determination really comes from,
mhm,
because it's like if my mom can do this, I have no excuses. I have no excuses at all. So yeah, man, that's really where I truly get the fire from, so to speak. And being raised in a concrete jungle plays a role in it as well.
mm.
But majority of it really comes from mom.
I was gonna touch base, I'm gonna save that, how do I say this? What's that thing? Environment.
Mm,
Environment plays a big role to success.
yes, it does.
When we had the InvestFest thing, Schmitty was telling us to, move down to Atlanta because environment.
Prior
Envi
proximity.
Yeah, environment does change how you do things. I think that we do have a lot more entrepreneurs in New York because of the environment. It's either you go work for somebody or you try it. I mean, there's no better city to fail in.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so true.
I'm 100% in agreement with that. There's no better city to fail in because even failing, you fail big.
Yeah. Well, I always say fail forward, right?
Uh-huh.
So you essentially learn from failing. That's
Mhm.
school of hard knocks. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And there's no better teacher than the city of New York because
Mhm.
the toughness, the grittiness, the hustle mentality, that hustler's drive that it gives you, the ambition is just like I don't think there's no other city to breed that just naturally. You know what I mean? Because even in Miami, people have to go down there to be immersed in it, right? And
Mhm.
even then, it's just there's still a level of grittiness that it doesn't teach you because it's almost like not a facade, but it's just like everybody's trying to portray something they're not, so to speak. Whereas in New York, it's just like it's either it's in you or it's not, and if it's not, then you're gonna get eaten.
Mhm. So let's talk about environment. Because I really love what you just said, and we'll take this a little different, but I love what you just said, and to touch base and just build off of it is over here. There's something that I loved is yes, you fail forward, but also you won't know a billionaire's next to you in New York. In all those other states, you will because they want to show it off. They got the cars, they got the watch, they got the everything, man.
Yep,
While over here, the guy driving the old Cadillac DeVille, like Warren Buffett type of thing, he's just chilling and he's a
yep.
billionaire. You would never know it. You're sitting right
Never
next
know.
to him on the train, whatever. And it's so that's why I was like, I love it because it gives us that mentality of you got to make it no matter what. You got to make it no matter what. And that's why they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere because it's instilled in us. Everything is 3 times as much anywhere else in the country. So
Yep,
we have to make it where if I take my hustle and go to Florida, go to Atlanta, go to Texas, go to Massachusetts, go anywhere. If I take that hustle and I go to that place, I'm beating everybody there
oh yeah,
because I've already done it. And
yep,
I know you've done the same thing. I've already done it. I know that I've put myself up against people in Texas. I put myself up against people in Atlanta. I put myself up against people in Florida, and I beat them. I beat them so bad that they asked me to slow down, but I wasn't even at 100%, and you already know this. And I know you can synonymize with what I'm saying because it's the hustle that's ingrained in us, and let's bring environment into the same into the question and into the conversation over here is how has your environment brought you to the forefront of where you are? Because mom did her thing, but now it's about you. House at 25. What is the environment doing to push you forward? Go from there.
mm, great question. So my environment was tough growing up, right?
Mhm.
I grew up in Queens Village, New York. Shout out to Queens, and and it wasn't the easiest, right? But it wasn't the hardest either. However, the people around me, I just didn't really care for what they were doing. You know, I didn't care for that environment, and I knew for me to grow, I had to leave because from earlier on, I always innately it was like this intrinsic feeling that I know I will be successful, but how I play it is determined on me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I notice a lot of people within my circle within my community did not have the level of financial literacy that I possessed. And Haitian CEO said it best, audit your circle, right? So after I started analyzing and auditing my environment and the people around me, I was like, nah, this, I gotta go. I gotta go. But if it wasn't for being that environment, I would not have the mental fortitude and the grittiness and the toughness that I've built over the years to let things roll off my shoulders and not succumb to um for lack of better words, not succumb to someone saying something that's gonna bother me, or the grittiness and the toughness of it all. You know what I mean? And especially going to school out here. Yeah.
Look, we live in 2 different environments. We may live in the same state, but we live in 2 different environments. And that's the great part. And I think that there's something intrinsically alluring about New York. I know it's lost a little bit of its luster lately,
Yeah. We're gonna bring
but,
that back.
it definitely there's something alluring about New York. I used to walk down in the street when I was a kid, and I used to tell my dad, I was like, "I could smell money in the street down here."
Mm,
It used to be, and I don't know what I meant by it, but I know I could feel it. I could feel it, and I don't feel that anymore in our environment. But I feel it where we are and where we're heading. There's still money in the street. Like, you know what? I could drive to Greenwich and I'd be in Greenwich in what, 25 minutes? I know
yeah.
you, it's about 35 minutes.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
But you go to Greenwich and all of a sudden there's all the New York money. You go across the bridge in North Bergen, there's all the New York money. Like, it left, but it's still here. Coming into Westchester where I'm at, you're in New York money. Like, all of a sudden, it's like it left, but it's still there.
Yeah,
Like, they don't wanna be in the city, but they're close enough where they can be right there in the city.
right.
And
'Cause that's where
that
the
I
money is. You go
yeah,
where the money is.
you go where the meeting is.
Mm,
Go where the meeting is. And that is the big deal that I loved about, like, what it is. Like, we're 10 minutes from the airport over here. I can get an HPN in Westchester and go to there's a lot of direct flights to a lot of places on a smaller plane, but there's a lot of direct flights, which is great for me because it works. You Let's be real, if you're in Queens, you got LaGuardia and JFK.
yeah,
Literally, you
yeah,
can get
man.
all around the
Hey,
world in 5 minutes.
JFK is 10 minutes from my house.
Literally 5 minutes.
Yeah,
JFK, you're around the world.
yeah,
Think about what we just talked about in the sense, like, okay, we want to make it to the point where we're hopping on the private, the PJs over here and going,
right.
but think about what we're saying. It's like that's what New York is. That's what that New York mentality is, and building off of that. So
Yeah,
love that.
I
Let's break.
agree.
Go for it.
And I just wanted to add on, New York is so expensive, it forces you to
Mm,
work hard,
mm-hmm.
you know? And, especially being in high school, man, everyone like, New York is known for fashion, right? So it's kinda just like you're in high school, so you wanna look good, you know what I mean? So naturally, it forces you to wanna work hard. I had a job at 15, 16, sweeping up here in a barbershop. That was probably my first ever taste of what it means to work for something,
Uh-huh.
right? And unfortunately, because of lack of proper guidance, I don't have anything to show for that, you know? Because at 16, when you're getting $200 a week, so that's what, 800 a month?
Uh-huh.
You think you're the man. You could buy any
Uh-huh.
sneakers you want, you're always the flyest, and And I guess that's where the New York mentality and New York spirit comes from. It's about just really going after it, man. Just really like you have a goal, you set it in sight, and then you just work. You just get to it.
Cars, house, jewelry, watches,
Yeah,
whatever you want, and that I think that's where it stems from. And you're right. I mean, our conversation at InvestFest was great. I was like, "Look, you took it you took it above you.
right,
Dress like you. I know you know who you are. Just like the New Yorker you are.
right.
I'm sorry, but we do have an air about ourselves, and I
We
won't
do.
apologize for the air I have about
You
myself.
can't. You can't.
I mean, let's be real. Before we got on the podcast, we both were bumming it out, right?
Yeah,
Throw on a collared shirt. Immediately, we change the air about ourselves because exactly we know how to dress.
yeah.
I was literally, I was walking around InvestFest looking at people. I'm like, bro, how did you leave the house like that? Like, no disrespect to them, but you're coming in to meet people, even in my bum status, because I know I was walking down. I bought new shoes. I got a new pair of jeans. Like, got a nice collared shirt. Like, I want to look right, even though I don't want to be suited up, but I want to look right when I go meet these people
Right.
because impression is everything, and that's
It
what
is.
we're taught, and a lot of people aren't.
Yep. And
So,
and the thing is you also have a an extensive background in fashion yourself. So it kind of ties in and goes hand in hand.
bro, man, it's being growing up in that half Italian, I don't know if you knew, but I'm half Italian, half Arab.
Really?
So my father's Egyptian straight off the boat. So I'm first generation, just like you.
Mm.
I'm first generation. My dad's off the boat just from Egypt. My mother was born. My mom's second generation, or no, technically she's first. She's firstborn. I'm second generation.
Okay.
So my grandparents came off the boat, but the same thing. My grandfather used to wear suit everywhere, man. Nice shirt, suit, polos, whatever. Always look fly. You know, my dad, my dad was well dressed every single day. Dress shoes, dress pants, a nice button up shirt, whatever he was wearing to the job. But my dad was an entrepreneur.
Mm.
You can't when you walk into a store that you sell clothing, you can't look like a bum.
Right.
So you need to dress the part to a certain extent. And that's kind of where, when you were saying about fashion, you're right. Even me, even as dressed down as I was still dressed up. I was still dressed up. And that's the case that, like, to certain people, I was like, damn, bro, like, seriously? I
Right.
saw guys walking around in slippers. I was like, what?
Yeah. I
But
mean, your first impression is your last impression.
mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. And that's the key of how we think differently than everybody else.
right.
I didn't want, we went off on a tangent on just being from here, which is great because it talks about, what makes us who we are. Um, let's bring it back to credit and funding. Let's go back over there. You started a business after somebody basically didn't provide good customer service.
Correct.
I
That
gotta
that's literally what it boiled down to.
after they didn't provide good customer service. So did you tell me how you took what you were giving them and built a credit repair business. Let's start there.
Okay. So, what I did was I positioned myself to be a sponge,
Uh-huh.
to learn, because I don't only, even with any of the mentorships I've ever been a part of, any of my
Mhm.
mentors, even you yourself, Ali, I don't only listen to information, but I look at infrastructure, right?
Mhm.
How are you building this thing? What does your foundation look like?
Mhm.
What are the clinks in your armor? You know what I mean? Where do you
Mhm.
lack? So I'm learning these things to ultimately be better than the predecessor, so to speak, right?
Okay.
So I sat and I was a sponge for the last 6 months, And I learned everything that she was doing, her infrastructure. And the one part about it that didn't really resonate with me was the communication aspect, right?
Mhm.
So she would get the clients and kind of just once they're in the system, once they're in the funnel, never hear from us again.
Mhm.
And I didn't like that.
Okay.
Right? I wanted to change that, and I think that's one of the major components that is wrong within the credit repair industry and why it leaves such a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Because it's like, okay, I paid you for a service. You already expressed how long this service could potentially take,
Mhm.
and you have no regard to reach out to see if I have any follow-up questions, if there's anything else that I could, you know, be of assistance with, like anything. Like, I just don't hear from you until it's time to maybe potentially collect another payment, depending on if you have a payment plan with this person, with this client or not. Yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it. So I decided to start my own thing. And
I I'm with you, and I just touch base before you go on.
yeah.
This is why the industry is considered high risk.
Mm.
This is the exact reason what you just explained is why the industry is considered high risk and why it's hard to find a merchant account, why it's hard to find a bank that you can open up with, and all that stuff because of exactly everything you just said. So just want to touch base, get a little knowledge in the podcast.
So so uh I study my craft. I
Mhm.
study my industry. So I see the things that are lacking or that's in need of change. And I feel like that's where we come in. We are the fresh new faces, the innovators, even you building out the score machine, right? That's huge. That's huge. That is a piece of software that is literally going to change and revolutionize the credit industry and the funding industry as we know it, right?
Mhm.
So I look at what is lacking in the industry and how can I position myself to be different and bring that and essentially help out my colleagues within the space as well.
And by doing that, you're really setting yourself apart. I mean, we've had conversations, you and I, about customer service and all that stuff, but the key is the craft. Is understanding the actual craft of what you're building and how to build it. And here's the thing: under law, FCRA law, you can never provide guaranteed results.
That is
You
true.
can always say that it could take X, Y, and Z amount of months for you to see a result, but you cannot guarantee it. And if you cannot guarantee it, you technically are shooting in the wind. But no matter how good your craft is, your craft changes every day
Yes, it
because they
does.
don't have to answer us. And you know that.
Yep.
They don't have to answer us. But our craft is key. But I, like you, solved a problem. I wanted to see the bigger picture
Right.
and say, what can I do for the bigger picture? So I am all for it and everything that you're saying. Um, you want to share how many clients you've gotten over the past? How long you been in business?
Years. The I've been in the credit repair and funding space for the last 5 years, right?
Mhm.
Started out in 2020. That's essentially around COVID when I started my trucking company and all that good stuff, right?
Mhm.
However, within 2020 to 2024, I was a student. I was a student to the game. I was a student to the craft. I was a student to everything there is to know about credit and funding. And as you know, it's a deep rabbit hole, right?
Mhm.
However, before I could fix myself to offer this service to someone else, I needed to learn and immerse myself in the information first. Learn the FCRA, learn our consumer laws, learn how to do disputes, learn the different softwares, learn how to do funding, learn how to do credit card stacking, right? Learn the different loan products, learn the different institutions that give out good rates and high approvals, right? Establish relationships with business relationship managers, right? Network.
Gems, gems,
I had
flipping
to learn.
gems.
I had to learn. I had to be a student. I had to go back to school for credit and funding and immerse myself in the information to learn,
Mhm.
right? And then after I've reached a level that I felt like I could no longer surpass on my own, that's when I decided to go out and seek further knowledge and get a mentorship. Hence why I'm in Smitty's mentorship program,
Mhm.
right? And then now it gave me the framework and the structure and that foundation that I was speaking about earlier in terms of how to do this the correct way and avoid costly mistakes. But prior to that, I had to learn, and I'm still a student even as we speak. I learn from you every day, Ali, believe it or not. So I'm always a student, humbly,
I
always
love
a
it.
student.
I love it. I'm a student as well, and I know. Look, I remember I was giving a class, and I turned around and said, "You know what? The hard part for me is I learn every day. I'm on YouTube. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm all that stuff. Not WhatsApp, YouTube, all these other, Google search, all this stuff, and I'm learning every single day. But I was never the smartest person in the room.
Mm,
You know how they say to you, get the get in get in get in better rooms.
yep.
I think you saw it firsthand when I became a giddy little schoolboy when I was the stupidest person in the
You
room.
and I both.
And it was just hysterical to see it. And, I told my wife, um, about that meeting, and about that dinner, because it wasn't a meeting, it was about a dinner. And it just changed my whole life in the essence of, even, and he was sitting between us, and we were sitting one on each side.
Yeah,
Like, you and I were like, no, you ain't getting away from us.
yeah, yeah.
Like, all these
That
other guys, go, go,
frequency,
go away. Just go
that
away.
frequency, man, it's not a joke.
We were the vibration of the people that were around us
Yeah,
was completely different. And that's what changed what we're doing. And like you said, you're learning from me, right? I learned from a lot of different people.
yeah,
I have my mentor comes in all the time. Like, I have all that stuff, and I did get a mentor. Um, I am getting more mentors as we go through, and I'm still learning. The funny part was I'm different. I get all my knowledge and I just pour into people. Nobody does that anymore.
yeah. I
I
agree.
just want to see people succeed,
Same.
because it helps when we succeed. And I love the love what you bring into the table, because it was mm, I felt, like I said, I think there's that, the French say the je ne sais quoi.
De je
Like,
ne sais quoi.
it was that je ne sais quoi. Like, I felt it.
Right.
I felt it when we were together. It's funny. The picture of the gas station really gets me.
Mm,
It was you coming out, like you were taking that video of us coming out, like there was but that picture of the gas station gets me. Here's future millionaires. Here's future multimillionaires. It doesn't matter what space, but it's just what we were doing. It doesn't matter the car that you rent or whatever. It was about the space, about the mindset,
right,
about how we handled everything, about what our focus was on when we got down there. From the minute that we got down there, it was content driven. It was business driven. It was like, we're here to make money, not to be here to have a vacation.
right.
We're out until 6 o'clock in the morning. And what are we doing? We're having conversations about business. You're in the room now. And it's what I tell the people that are around me: get in the room. Like you said, you made $200. There's people that are older right now making $200, and they're happy with their lives. if I don't make $200 an hour, I'm not happy with my day.
That's true.
Like, it's a different type of mentality. I wanna touch base on something that I have an issue with, maybe you could talk about it as well. What do you do for friends?
Mm,
We all had our day ones, as, Dre would put it, our day ones.
right.
Well, what happened now that you're actually at the level? What happened to your friends? What happened to your friend group? Talk to me about that.
So that's a great question. They to give you a really brief answer, they dispersed. It was just the power separation. I knew in order for me to elevate to the heights that I want, I had to detach myself from a lot of different things, right? And it's not only about friends, it's also about the habits and the actions that I decided to make moving forward, right? Um, Ali, I can't tell you the last time I turned on my TV, man. Like 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 I can't tell you the last time I turned on my TV, right? At the age of 18, I made a commitment to not anyone else, but to myself. I looked myself in the mirror and said, "We're gonna do it." And at that point, the minute I left that room, I got into action. I stopped eating meat, right? I haven't ate meat in over a decade now, right?
We don't
And
necessarily agree on this one, but okay.
right, yeah, but it gave me a level of structure and discipline. Like, okay, if I can if I have control over me and my body and what I decide to eat, what I decide to consume in terms of music, entertainment, information, then I have the highest potential of becoming the person I want to become, right?
Mm,
So to segue very briefly into what you just touched on, all these things got me into the room, but who I am and who I became is what kept me in the room,
mhm.
right? The personality, the information that I amassed, the work ethic, the grind, the grit, these are the things that when I'm in the room, I stand out a little bit more. You know what I mean? So to answer your question,
The
my
mindset.
friends,
You're forgetting one, the mindset.
the mindset, right, right. So to answer your question, the people around me, I realized they didn't have the same mindset. My friends present day, don't get me wrong. I'm still,
Mhm.
I'm still on good terms with my old friends, but they just don't get it, you know? So my friends present day, they're the people in my mentorship. They're you, they're Dre, they're Smitty, the killers and the warriors that's just like willing to just take it to the next level and really like even us, right? We were out there working, man. Like we were staying up until like 6 in the morning. Like I remember this mastermind we had in the parking lot, right? We sat there literally just bouncing ideas off each other, just really like hitting it home about the different topics that need to be touched on, not only within our space and industry, but within the financial industry as a whole, right? And we sat there, we had this mastermind until 6 o'clock in the morning, woke up 2 hours later, went to InvestFest and did it all over again. You don't
Mhm.
teach that. That's something that's either innately in you or it's not. And these are the people that I want to be around.
You went home and went to bed. We went in and did 3 more hours of content. Yeah, we didn't get to InvestFest the same time as you guys because we went and did 3 more hours of content. We got, like, 4 hours of sleep, Imma be straight,
Yeah.
because we were doing a hell of a lot of walking, but at the end of the
Space was
day,
tired. I couldn't get him to get up.
yeah, I at the end of the day, like, I'll be straight, I ain't gonna lie. We went and we did our some of our best videos came out that night,
Mm,
after that mastermind. But yes, you're right, but you can't make that up. And I'm the same as you. Um, always from a young age, I'm gonna say this with all due respect. I put a dollar value on top of each of my friends' heads. And what do you bring me value?
right.
If you do not bring me valuable, if you don't bring me value, you're not valuable. I don't need somebody telling me, let's go to the club. I don't need somebody telling me, let's go to watch the sports game. I don't need somebody telling me what happened on Game of Thrones, because I used to get that all the time. I don't care.
Right.
What are you doing to better your life? Your child deserves that. Your family deserves that. And what happens? They never hit that. So it's not that you're valuable to me. It's not like you're invaluable to me, but you have no intrinsic value. If I need to know what the score of the game is, I know who to go text. That's your value. But if I need to know how I need to make $1 million in the next 6 months, that's not the crew I message.
Yep.
I have
So
my day twos. And where are my day twos? You, Dre, Schmitty, Dion. Those guys are okay. Where do I need to do to push to get me $1 million in 6 months?
yeah.
What ads do I need to run? What do I need to do to get me to that section so that I can push your mentor, your things like that? That's the people that are my day twos.
Yep.
My day twos are the ones that are making money. Those are the value that I need because those are the perceived value that's going outside. We were driving $750,000 worth of cars. The two of us.
Yeah.
If I take all my group of friends and put them together, they still don't equal that a year.
Yeah. You're in the wrong circle.
But my day twos, if we take that, some of them, that's 1 month.
Right.
Some of them, that's 1 month. One of them, that's 1 week.
That's 1 week. Yeah.
You change your mentality. You change your
Yeah.
group. Now all of a sudden your ideology changes, the way that you go about business, the way you go about things. What was I looking when I got back home from InvestFest? I was like, I want a fucking Rolls. I want a Rolls. I
Yeah.
want a truck.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I sat in the earth. I was like, no, I want a earth. Like, I'm like, my mind was going crazy. Then I
Yeah.
was like, slow down. Let's get the business rolling again. Okay, we've been gone for 4 days. Let's make sure all our systems are in place. Let's make sure the clients are coming in. Let's make sure that we're doing all, and then we'll worry about that. Because what happens? Once it starts rolling, it's easy to recreate. It's like clockwork. Boom,
Yeah.
just start snapping your fingers, the money will start coming in. And that is exactly friendship, business, mindset all in one.
So to briefly touch on what you just said, right? That also comes from your system, right? Building that system is such a core pillar that a lot of people miss. You could have the best product, you could have the best service, it could be whatever. But if your system is not just as good or better, your foundation will crumble. It's
Mhm.
only a matter of time.
And I agree with it. And so how I built the system. I'm a systems guy.
Right.
I explained to you in
Same.
that mastermind,
Yep.
I'm a systems guy. A lot of the information, a lot of the stuff that we built is system based. Like we really go hard on that system side and really try to build that system side up because I believe the system is the machine
It is.
and the machine has to run when you're not available. And that's exactly, look, content day. We're doing content right now.
Yep.
Why? Because we're going to put the content into the machine and the machine's going to post it and it's going to do that stuff so we can keep our omnipresence going while just doing this for a few hours.
Yep.
And that's the key, and hey, look, that's a gem for everybody that's listening in. Well, this is really a gem in the understanding and the sentiment of what we're going through is talking about a system that's
Your
building up.
system and your infrastructure is probably the key most important things that you could work on.
People,
Yeah.
people that work for you.
Yeah.
Because I could set all those systems up, but if I don't have somebody to put the system into play,
Yep.
it doesn't matter. So I agree. I could set all the systems up, but I need I need a person to put them in.
Yep.
Like literally, I got Jack. Jack's sitting right here. Jack's doing he's actually watching the podcast. So at the end of the day, like talking in the system play, like Jack's gonna come and take and cut these clips up. And what does that do? And this is again, we're having a conversation. This is real. This isn't fake. This isn't scripted crap. Like we're having a real conversation. And in the sense of that's what Jack's job is.
Right.
Jack's job is to build the system to do the content.
Right.
I record it. Go have fun. Like that's your job. That's not
Yep.
my job. My
Yep.
job is to give my knowledge. My job is to have that real conversation with you and take it to that next level because that's what we're here for. It's going to be the same thing for you. You're building your system out. You're about to turn your credit repair leads on. Watch what's going to happen. Watch what's going to happen. You're going to call me next week. You're going to tell me, Ollie, we made 7,000 this week. Or next, whatever you turn it on. Okay.
Yeah.
The week after, you're going to call me and say, we made 7,000 this week.
Yep.
Then you're going to call me the week after that, we made 30,000. You're going to call me the week after that, you made 90,000. And I'm going to sit there and I'm be like, did you expect any less?
No.
Did you expect any less
I
of
did the homework.
you did.
I did the homework.
Because you did the homework, you know that.
Right.
But now, shameless plug, putting them into the score machine, qualifying them, and now we knowing where they go, it's the key.
Streamlines everything.
It's the key.
Yeah.
Because now you know credit repair funding. And then you go from there. You build your thing. Oh, just to let you know, when we're doing this live, I just put 490 banks into the score machine.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yes. At the end of the day, like we're really pushing it. We're pushing it hard and making sure that it goes to where it needs to go and build up big. So it's
Because
huge.
that's a good thing that that you just touched on, because a lot of people, like, the score machine has the potential to be a nationwide used software, right? And not every state utilizes the same institutions. So the fact that you're always constantly pushing the envelope and adding new banks and institutions, credit unions into the software just makes it that much better for anyone in any state demographic or region to be able to use it.
We are adding. I'm adding an update soon that's actually going to be able to pick which state it is in, and it will
Mm.
go based upon the state that the person's in
And
to be
pull
able to
those banks.
pull those banks directly
Oh,
for
that
that
is
state.
amazing. Ah,
We're building that out.
that's fire.
We're working on that, but it's going to take time. Remember, a lot of this stuff is building. And here's the thing. The clientele that we had came in was on the lesser side of capital,
Right.
being nice on how I'm trying to say this. So now what we're trying to build with is build with people that are like, I'm getting in this to make money.
Right.
Like, and now it's time to go hard. So I'm literally pushing the envelope with this damn software, and I'm gonna push it to the point where it's gonna go crazy. I'm not doing anything that's not knowledge on the outside. Like we're gonna make everything to the point where it's so not streamlined, but so analytically dense that you're gonna be like, so I'm having a great time with it. Like I want it to take my day job over and be the only thing that I focus on, but I have such a good day job. I know
Mm.
how people say that they work jobs.
Yeah,
I still work a job,
that's
but
amazing.
my job, the person that I work for, basically made me like an owner of his company.
Mm,
So I have, as long as, hey, do what I ask you to do. When you're done, you could do whatever the heck else you want. If I need you to do something, just please do it for me. So when you have that level of anonymity, right, it changes how you do things. So go out and find me clients. Well, everything that I'm doing is also encompassed into going out and bringing clients to him.
right.
And that's the key: collaboration over competition.
Competition. Yes, sir.
I'm not competing with him. I'm not just earning a paycheck. What I'm doing is earning a paycheck while giving him money. So now I provided my value in the same way, where he's like, look, I'm not going to mess with him. I'm going to let him do. Like, I brought him a client that's making $175,000 a month. He's literally like this. He goes, where the hell did you find this? I'm like, this is in my community.
Mm,
What happens when you start bringing multiples of those clients in? All of a sudden, you provide your value. He's happy. He's got no problem paying me. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to make more money as I keep doing this. I'm scaling multiple ways. Let's talk about the next thing: affiliate money.
yeah. Partnerships.
Partnerships and affiliate money. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
We got that partnership. We got that affiliate money coming in. And it's the same thing that's going on with you and I. Okay. And that's what it is. Hey, come in, grab this, do this. Hey, if I need to send somebody to you for credit repair, Ollie going to pay you $20 underneath the table. Not underneath the table, but you know what I
Right.
mean.
Right.
Okay. Same thing. It works with everybody
It's
because you got to
affiliate.
pay. Yeah. You got to pay to play.
Yeah.
Got to pay to play. The more that you pay, the more you're going to play.
Yeah.
That's it. You're going to set yourself apart.
Well, there's a power in affiliate marketing and affiliate, like just being an affiliate partner as a whole, that a lot of people don't talk about. And it's that MRR, right? And what that stands for is the monthly recurring revenue, right? And essentially that can really revolutionize someone's life. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you sell a product one time, or you have a link and you're making a 40% commission for the rest of your life. That's just insane to me. You know what I
Is it?
mean? I'm all for putting the hard work in on the front end and getting rich on the back end. Doing something one time and getting paid for it forever.
I have a little difference in what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I love being able to do what I'm the best at. So
Mm,
for you, if you're a marketer, that's your hard work on the front end.
right,
You're gonna get paid on the back end.
right.
Me, I'm a product guy, right? So for me, if I build a product, I would rather pay somebody like you, the marketer, to go do your hard work, what you consider hard work,
But
for
to
me to
me,
not have to
yeah.
do any work and just focus on what I do. So it has its place, and that's what they did, because that's the smart thing about it is, hey, Wood, do me a favor. Go market my shit because I suck at it.
Right,
Let me keep building. And that's exact I mean, Dre's the marketer.
right.
I'm the builder. I build the program. Go market. But our affiliate program kicks ass already. I just did affiliate payouts. We had almost $1,000 in affiliate payouts. And don't forget, we're still a brand new company.
Yeah,
The score machine's still brand new. Wait, that's going to be 20, 30 grand soon.
it's insane.
But I'm happy to pay that.
Right.
I'm happy to pay that all day long. And wait until we turn on our own marketing.
Mm,
Mm,
I
game
can't
over.
wait. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Bro, you already know. I mean, you were one of the you're so you're the only person to pay for the full year in advance.
I believe in it. I believe in the software. I believe in the capabilities of it. I believe we're still in infancy stage, and I can foreshadow how big this thing is about to get. It's kind of like the people who had an opportunity to hop on Bitcoin before Bitcoin was Bitcoin, and now they're looking at it like, like, "This thing is how much?" Nah. But it's just like,
Bro,
you had the
you
opportunity.
really wanna stick me in the side, don't you? You really wanna stay you had to pick Bitcoin of all of them, right?
Hey, I had to throw it out there.
I mean, a Bitcoin of all of them, man. You already know the story about that one, so
Yeah,
let's not, let's not go too
yeah.
deep into that one, but,
Alright.
yeah, it's definitely
But
if
listen, when you see value and you're a person who understands and perceives not only monetary value, but the intrinsic value factor of something, you do not take it for granted and you do not take it lightly. My mentor, Smitty, always uses this quote, success loves speed, right?
ooh,
So if I want to be successful, I have to move fast. I can't take days and weeks to figure out what am I doing? Is this valuable? No, I see the value, I see what it could bring. I move. I move. And I think that's another major difference between me and a lot of people like within my age, within my space is just I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm jumping out of the plane and I'm learning how to build my parachute while on my way down. You know what I mean? I'm just going for it.
a lot of us did that, man. A lot of us did that. Look, you know the story about the printing company, so
Oh
you
yeah,
know
I'm
yeah,
sure.
like, a lot of the stuff in the credit repair and consulting and consultation and things like that. My main successful business was the funding company. Was the funding
Mm,
company all day long. But here's the key. My successful business is what shaped the score machine. It's what shaped the score machine for the score machine to be exactly where it's at
right.
because the score machine learned where we were failing.
Mm,
And the score machine also takes the greed out of it because it's a machine. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. So now, not only do you save time, you learn about everything else that you're going into, and now you start building like a real like a real business and you
right.
start growing everything, right?
Right.
And that's the that's the truth. That's the truth. So it's freaking sick about what we're going through and what we're building. Like, don't get me wrong. Do you think I could build a credit repair business? Not a credit repair software with the knowledge that I have.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why
Absolutely.
won't I?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Why won't I?
I would say it doesn't make sense for you.
It does make sense for me. But why wouldn't I? Loyalty.
Mm,
And I'm saying this on record because this is great.
right.
Loyalty. I don't want to hurt the hand that feeds me.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
So loyalty is the key. So I won't build a credit repair company. That's why I built the gray label to put your own credit repair thing. Because
Right.
here's the thing. Schmidt's got a software. Dion's got a software. Darius has got a software. Some of the other people that we have coming on, some of the big names, they all have their own softwares. Eventually, you'll have your own software. So when you have your own software, you have all this own stuff. Do you want me to build a software that I'm selling your people my software?
I
You're not
see your
getting a
point.
cut on it.
Right.
You're only getting the affiliate of whatever it is, but you're not getting a cut on the software. If the software does good, you're not controlling your own spend. You're not controlling any of that stuff. So who does that hurt? Eventually, it hurts me. So don't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
That's loyalty in psychology is the key that we handle the way that we handle. You have to um weight analysis of the cost weight analysis of whatever it's called to
Yeah.
weigh what your decision is going to make. It's a huge thing as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
a huge thing that
The
nobody
risk to
talks about.
reward ratio,
Yeah,
essentially.
the risk to reward. There you go. I couldn't think about what the name was, but exactly what you just said. The risk to reward ratio is huge. If you don't start doing that every day, perfect example. Steve Jobs, same shirt, pair of jeans. He had 10 and 10 or 20 and 20, whatever it was. He
Yeah.
wore the same thing every single day.
I
Why?
implemented that.
So did I.
I don't have to think about it, man. Like it's just I already know this is what I'm wearing. It cuts down on the mental capacity, the clutter of trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear.
Mhm.
And that time I could utilize to build my business and build these things that I'm this empire that I'm.
Mental fatigue is
Yeah,
real. So if mental fatigue is real, right? And we know mental fatigue is real, why would we start our fatigue at the start of the day? Lay your clothes out the night before. If you're wearing the same thing, there is no fatigue.
right.
I have 94 pairs of the same black socks. I wear 2 pairs of shoes. Okay? That's what it is. Um, I have the same undershirt. I
Yeah,
have not I think I have 47 of the same undershirt, right? The shirt is different. They're all polos, but you just pick one that's at the top of the pile is the one that I take,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then the jeans, only 4 pairs of jeans. That's it. Back in the wash, recycle. When they get a little holey or whatever, buy a new one. But at the night before handling this, I have no mental fatigue in the morning. The soap is the same that I use. The towels are the same. A lot of the stuff, the way that I run my morning, I don't change my morning. It's a routine. And you
yeah.
want to know something? The minute I get out of my routine, I'm messed up. I'm messed up. If I don't do my routine the way that my new routine goes, it screws up my whole morning. I actually become agitated from it.
Mm. Well, you know, that habit that you're building is the foundation of why you are who you are present day.
Mm-hmm.
Why the reason why you're sitting in that chair are the sum of those habits over a
Mm-hmm.
period of time.
Mm-hmm. But I guarantee you have it. Did you audit that already on yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I like certain things I don't even think about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think like even the process of deciding what I want to eat, brother. I've been eating the same thing for the last 10 years. You think like I don't
Salmon, right?
uh,
Salmon, right?
yeah, salmon. Salmon. I don't gotta think about it. I don't gotta think about it. It's done. I don't gotta think about what I'm wearing. I have like 10 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Swap them out. Same hat. And majority across my videos, you're gonna see the same hat. I don't think about the mundane, very insignificant details of my day
Mm-hmm.
because the brain power that I need, the clarity that I need to do what I need to do, I can't think about the minute things of my day. I just need
Where's
to
my bag?
I have an idea, I need to execute, and that's all I'm focused on. Execution.
This thing was the thing that sped up my day.
Mm,
This stupid thing. You know what it has in it? All my wallets, anything that I carry on me that I need to carry every single day.
yeah.
This sped up my day. You know how it was in the morning? I was looking for all this shit s- splattered all over the place. I put this on my desk when I get home. Sped up my day.
There you go.
I'm serious.
No,
I
but
put my
yeah.
wallets, and the only thing that comes out of it is my phone to go on the charger. But everything's in there.
Now you don't have to think about it.
Mm-hmm. I don't go,
Yeah,
where's my phone? Where's my wallet? Where's my credit cards? Where's this? Where that?
right.
No, everything's in there.
And Ollie, to circle it back around, did so the thing is I started off with credit repair and funding, graduated into funding, but now I fell in love with systems and
Mm-hmm.
infrastructure. So exactly what you're saying all ties back to systems and infrastructure. You have a system. So, me personally, I run my life like a business. I
Mm-hmm.
run my life like a corporation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if Woods has something to do, he doesn't have to think about it. It's already planned out. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? There's a system, there's an operational system for Woods. And every I want to say 6 months, I have to download a new software to revamp and wire woods, because if my industry is forever changing, I also have to always be forever changing and growing and evolving. And the only way I can do that is if my foundation and my system is solid.
Agreed.
So a lot of
Agreed.
things, man, I don't even think about. Like I don't think about what I'm gonna eat, what soap I'm gonna use, like you said, towel. I don't think about where I'm going. Like when I say where I'm going, like in terms of like, do I want to go to this party or this thing? No, man. I'm just dialed in. I'm dialed in. Like I wake up and I know exactly how my day is structured, what I have to do, what time I have a meeting with who. Sometimes you have improv twos, and you just kind of go with it, you know? But for the most part, my day is very much structured.
And that's where I'm at. The same thing with you is like, yeah, it's a system, but there's only so much of a system that you can keep every single day, but you're trying your best to keep pushing it forward. And
Right.
honestly, it's the truth.
Right.
It's the truth. And it's where we're headed and what we're doing. It's fantastic on what we're doing. And it is true. So damn. I mean, this could go on another 5 hours, and I
Oh
know it.
yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
And I don't. I want to save. I want to have more with you. Um, I got an idea. Let's do last words.
Okay.
Um, talk to the community. Talk to the people that are going to watch this on the tube or inside the community. Tell them something that is going to hit home to them, in the sense that they know where you came from,
Hmm.
and they know that you're on the same boat as them, and you're actually rowing down the stream, and you're ahead of them because of this. Go, hit me.
So I'm I'm not better than anybody. I just started before others, right? So
Uh-huh.
I grew up in the hood, had the same, probably similar tribulations that a lot of people go through, right? But my faith, my finances, and my fitness is what kept me going, right?
Uh-huh.
So I say that to say, work on having a relationship with God or whoever you believe in, right? Keep that faith, because that's what's going to make the difference in terms of you being successful or not. Because you're going to have bad days, you're going to go through stuff. The boat is forever going to rock, but it's that faith that keeps you grounded in terms of what you're doing, and being ordained by God to do what is it that you're called to do, right? Fitness, keep your body and keep always stay moving. Keep your body in rhythm. You know what I mean? Even if you're
Uh-huh.
not one of those people that like to go to the gym and get all big and swole, always stay moving. Go for a go for a 10-minute walk. You know what I mean? But get out there, get some sunlight, keep your body active. You know what I mean? And then finally, finances, right? Be financially inept, right? I mean, don't be financially inept, right? Learn finances, learn the foundation of finances, learn credit, learn funding, learn the different ways to multiply and leverage your money, right?
Uh-huh.
And then to tie that all in, seek mentorship, seek knowledge, right? Because even me, Ali, Smitty, we all were once in your shoes. We just decided to have a mindset shift and understand that we can't accomplish it alone, and we don't know what we don't know. So we
Amen.
decided to go out there and seek the knowledge, right? So get mentorship and network with like-minded individuals, and you'll be phenomenal. Give yourself grace and time. Be patient with yourself. It's coming.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That was real words. That wasn't fake. That was all real. And in the sentiment of what that was, I definitely want people to understand how real that was. So, Woods, I thank you for coming on.
Ali.
Another
brother. Thank
episode
you.
of Money Matters.
Yes, sir.
I definitely I wanna keep bringing you back on. I think that we should do this, once a month or
Oh, I'm down.
twice a month, depending
I'm down,
on
definitely.
what it is. I want you to keep telling people your story because at the end of the day, your story is great. Your story's big in the same sentiment of you're in the same mentorship as Dre. You're in the same tiers and same stuff as everybody that's gone through and what they've done. And it's huge to see somebody creating that. And I love that you did a trucking company, you had all this stuff. So let's keep the community informed of what's going on and how they can get on the same level as you.
Yes,
Do me a
sir.
favor, give your handles out for everybody to follow so that they can follow you at the any point when they're watching because we would definitely want to get this up and get people listening to what's going on.
Let's do it. Ollie, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on. Everyone, my social media handles is at BillionaireWoods, all one word. That goes for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, across all platforms at BillionaireWoods.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much.
It was my
Thank you
pleasure, brother. Thank you
thank
for
you
having me.
everybody and see you next time.
Yes, sir.